Hey, how you doing? And welcome to Livewire's Buy, Hold, Sell. I'm Selby, and I don't know about you, but I have not been sleeping well lately. So today we're going to be talking about 5 set and forget ETFs so that you and I can rest easy at night. Plus, we'll also be asking our guests to name one ETF that they believe every single investor should have in their portfolios. To do that, we're joined by Felicity Thomas from Shaw & Partners and Ben Nash from Pivot Wealth. First up, we have a crowd favourite. You may know it. It's VAS, or the Vanguard Australian Shares ETF. It tracks the return of the S&P ASX 300. Ben, I might start on you. Is it a buy, hold or sell?
It's a buy from me. I think this one's rock solid, nice and cheap. It's got a good yield and a nice inflation protection in the growth element of the ETF. Definitely a buy.
It actually has 10 billion in net assets, and as Ben mentioned there, it's very cheap. It has a management fee of only 0.1%. Felicity, over to you. Is it a buy, hold or sell?
Look, it's a hold from me at the moment. Even though the ASX 300 index is trading at 14 times, I actually think the share price is quite high and wait for a dip like Jan-Feb to buy back in.
Next up, we have the BetaShares Global Sustainability Leaders ETF. It provides investors with exposure to some of the world's biggest climate leaders. It has more than 2 billion in net assets. Felicity, staying with you, is it a buy, hold or sell?
This is one of my favourites, so it's definitely a buy for me. I really like that they do positive carbon screening. They also pay a 5.7 distribution yield, which is great.
Over to you, Ben. It has a management fee of 0.59%. Is it a buy, hold or sell?
Look, it's a buy from me. It's not the cheapest fund in the market, but when it comes to sustainable investing, it's not just about the dollars. As Felicity said, that there are some really positive screens in there, and I think that the sustainable space is something that's getting more and more attention, more and more inflows of dollars, which decreases the cost of capital for those companies and means that they'll perform better over the longer term.
Next up, we have VanEck's MSCI International Quality ETF. This is another global ETF and it tracks around 300 high quality companies. Ben, staying with you, is it a buy, hold or sell?
Look, it's a sell from me. When I look at the composition of that ETF, it's very similar to the S&P 500, but it's missing the confidence that I think that you get from buying the index. So just a little bit uncertain from my perspective.
It costs around 0.4% for what Ben says is index-like returns. Felicity, is it a buy, hold or sell?
So for me, it's actually a buy. With rising interest rates and the war that's going on in Europe, I actually think it's important to invest in quality companies with high revenue growth and a solid balance sheet, which QUAL provides.
Okay, we asked our advisors to bring along one ETF that they believe every single investor should have in their portfolios. Felicity, what have you brought for us today?
So mine's actually the BetaShares Cybersecurity ETF. The code is HACK. The reason I've chosen this is because cybercrime is meant to cost the world $10.5 trillion by 2025, which is huge. It also has such amazing names in it like CrowdStrike. You know, in a connected world where everyone is getting connected to devices, it's becoming, the biggest problem that we're all facing.
Over to you, Ben. What have you brought for us today?
For me, it's another BetaShares One gear, the Australian Geared Share Fund. I love index investing generally, and I think that this one is certainly not for the faint of heart, but introducing the borrowing in to amplify returns. You pick up all of the companies as they increase in size, like with any index investment. The costs are reasonable and the performance is quite strong. With the focus on dividend yield, I think it's a good one for growth investors.
Well, that's all we have time for today. We hope you enjoyed that episode of Buy, Hold, Sell and can now rest easy at night. I know I will. If you enjoyed that episode, give it a like and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're adding so much great content every week.